Hey guys, so today's video, oh sorry y'all, I'm looking at Bailey down there, but I will pick him up right now, but I'm about to do my makeup and touch my face, so I'll just show him at the end. But anyways, today's video is going to be a get ready with me chit chat video, just to make this video as short as possible because I know it's going to be quite long. I'm not going to show or talk about the products that I'm using. I'm just going to have to put it in the description box, so just check the description box for everything that I'm using. And yeah, so yes, today is the moment we have all been waiting for. I have told you guys a few times that I would be doing a get ready with me chit chat, and if you guys watched my live that happened yesterday, today is Tuesday, if you guys watched the live stream that I had on Monday, I was telling everyone that I was going to be opening up about a lot of different things and just being a lot more personable with you guys, because I know a lot of people supported my channel because of how personable I was, and then somewhere along the road it seems like I stopped opening up, I stopped sharing things, I changed and things of that nature. Now there are reasons for my actions, and I just didn't want to talk about it at the time, and for some of the things I wasn't legally able to talk about at the time. So I actually had to write things down because I didn't want to forget. And y'all, by the way, don't mind my hair. I really need to get my hair done. I'll be getting it done this week. My hair grows so freaking fast and my closure is already starting to scoot back. But anyways, if you guys did not know, I do have a hair company. The company will also be listed in the description box, so please check out my hair company. We have a lot of deals and promotions going on. Well, not we. I have a lot of deals and promotions going on right now, and it will mean so much to me if you guys went out and supported. But yeah, so I have everything. The first thing that I want to talk about is me quitting YouTube. So a few weeks ago, I posted a video on my channel talking about how I felt like I wanted to quit YouTube, and you know, pretty much I went to church, I prayed about it, and the word that was shared that day was about quitting, and I feel like it was speaking to me particularly because I was just literally about to quit YouTube. I had been telling some of my YouTube friends who are actually my real friends, so you know, but they're YouTubers as well, and then I was telling some family and then some people who I'm just really close with, and I was just telling everyone, you know, like I'm really pretty much over it. Some people knew everything that I had been going through, and some people were like, what? Like, are you serious right now, Keisha? You can't quit, you know, this is your job, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. So I went to church, changed my mind, made a video, and a lot of people were saying, oh my gosh, this is clickbait, how dare you throw up a video with this title. And although I do understand what people were saying and where they were coming from, y'all, and they were telling me, well, a lot of YouTubers that are throwing up this video, Keisha, this is how you feed your face, this is how you pay your rent, we know you're not going to quit. So the truth of the matter is I was going to quit my YouTube completely. At first it started off where I was just going to fall back and not post as much, but last year, was it last year? Last year around October, I got a phone call from a place that I have talked about going to on my channel. It was a place that I had been sharing and not promoting for sponsorship purposes, but just promoting because it was a place that I was going to. And I got a call from the manager, who I knew personally from going there so much, and she was like, Keisha, someone just called here and pretty much said that they were you, or pretty much like, hey, this is Keisha Anderson, I have a new number, I didn't know if you guys had it on file yet, so I'm just calling now to confirm. And then the manager pretty much was like, okay, well, this is the number we have on file. And she gave her my actual number, and then the person says, oh yeah, thanks so much, you have the updated number, when really the person was just impersonating me to get my actual number. So on that same day, I had received so many random phone calls from a strange number, and I had no earthly idea. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And the person hung up every single time, and I was just a little confused. So as soon as the person, the manager, had called me, I was upset with her because she knows my voice, and I just felt like it was really unprofessional on her behalf to just blatantly share my number. She should have asked her, like, okay, just tell me the number you're trying to update, and I'll tell you if it matches what we have or whatever that may be, instead of saying, well, this is the number that we have. Wait, this doesn't sound like Keesha, because that's exactly, she was like, it didn't sound like you, so I'm just calling, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, well, geez Louise. So with that person getting my number, they then proceeded to call and harass me for an entire day. They were sending me a whole bunch of lies and just a whole bunch of crazy shenanigans, and I just was not with it at all, because I don't play that people calling, playing on my phone. I'm too old for those type of games. So I really wasn't happy, and I was very upset. So when I found out, because when the person called the name, when the person called to get my number, the place that I actually was going to has caller ID. So the lady says, well, I have caller ID, so the name that popped up on the caller ID and the number, here it is. So she gave me the number. I was stressed out, I was frustrated. Luckily for me, one of who was my dear friend at this time, actually reached out to me and said, you know what, hey, give me the number, I'll try to figure out who it is for you. I swear, like, that really made my day. But she said, I'll figure out who it is for you, just give me the number. And I gave her the number, and we were able to find it out. Now immediately I thought, like, I don't know who this name is, so I immediately typed the name in my search bar on my YouTube channel. Lo and behold, it's a subscriber. They have been leaving me comments. The name was exactly the same match. And yeah, so that was the first thing that had happened. Now of course I had let it go. I even let the girl, like, you know, I had talked to her a little bit, and I let the girl know, like, I didn't appreciate what she did, and she sent me this long email apologizing for what she had done. And I was just like, okay, you know what, whatever. So she was still commenting and all of the above. And then one day a video had came out, and she commented under the video. She had commented under the video, and she was pretty much cursing me out, saying she would slap me, I'm this name, I'm that name. And I could not believe it. I was like, I know you, out of all people, are not commenting under a video saying that you would slap me, threaten me, harm me in any shape or form, when you called a facility and impersonated me, and I still welcomed you with warm arms to my channel, still responded back positively every time she commented. I never said anything on my platform about it. So that was just one little thing. After I told her, like, why are you being so rude to me after what you did? I never saw her name in my comment section again. Great. Moving forward, a few weeks later, I am on my way to get my hair done. I don't know if you guys remember, I had a bob, and it had highlights in it, like blonde highlights. It's like a short bob. Went to go get my hair done. I'm sitting on the way to get my hair done. I was already running late. I forgot why I was running late, but I was already running late. And my phone just kept saying, enter your iCloud password. Enter your iCloud password. I'm like, what the heck? Why does it keep telling me? So I kept entering it. It kept saying incorrect, incorrect, incorrect. So I'm changing it, putting it, like, I had to keep recovering my password all the way up until I got to the hair salon. I mean, to the girl's house, because I got it done at the girl's house. I was like, what the heck is going on here? So while I'm there, it said it one last time, like, please recover your password, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't understand what was going on. So I reached out, I emailed Apple to say, like, what is wrong with my password? What is wrong with my iCloud account? Because you guys keep telling me it's incorrect, and this is stressing me out. So they were trying to figure it out, and they were like, hey, so did you give anyone your password? And I was like, no. And they were like, did you forget it? I was like, no, I know exactly what it is. So she said, well, how about you look on your phone under your settings and see the devices that have access to your iCloud. I'm like, I didn't even know you could do that. Go to she walks me through it, go to my settings. Lo and behold, it's a whole nother number that I see that has access. I saw my MacBook Pro, I saw my phone, and I saw the another random number. I'm like, what the heck? Like, so immediately I go check to see if it was that other girl who had called me weeks before impersonating me, and it wasn't her number. So told Apple, you know, that was not me, blah, 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 blah. So I ended up finding out, I don't want to get into how I did all this, but I ended up, so no, I'll get into it. So pretty much the person hacked my phone. They stole my personal, because you know on your iCloud it shows your address, it has your credit card information, it has everything that's personal to you. So, and I don't have any crazy pictures, so I wasn't really worried about that. I just wanted my access to something that was mine. So that was really what was frustrating to me, until the individual, I don't want to say stole my identity, but they purchased a whole bunch of things with my credit card information, and they attempted to open up a whole bunch of accounts. So my email crate was going crazy. It was going absolutely bananas with all these different purchase here, purchase there, this, that, and the third. I'm like, what the heck? So I had the friend who was able to help me out a few weeks before, and I had reached back out to that individual, and I was like, hey, I got a new situation, here's the number. So they were able to find out, locate, and tell me why. Because the first individual we found out lived in Florida. So this individual, we found out the number that was registered was a Georgia number. So I was in a relationship at the time, and I was like stressed out, crying about all my information being hacked. And I was like, you know what, how about I just go to their house? Long story short, they was like, you know what, this is not a good idea. We don't know who this person may be, and regardless if it's a subscriber or not, clearly something is wrong with them if they're hacking your information and trying to pretend to be you and order things, buy things, open up things, and things of that nature. So I had to call the police. I called the police, and a detective came to my house immediately. And you know, police have access to everything, so they were able to get access to my phone. I had to give them my phone, I had to give them my computer, I had to give them everything. I had to tell them about the previous person, and then they had to investigate the situation. And there was a lot of things that went into that, and come to find out, the person had moved from Georgia and went back to Florida. So I'm like another Florida person, but it was guaranteed not the same person. And I actually had to contact the police contacted the first person to let them know, like, if this is you, you're going to go to jail because this is a felony. Like, you can't, like, everything that you're doing is a felony. But she swore up and down it wasn't her. She was trying to help me prove it wasn't. She was apologizing once again and all this crazy banana shenanigans. So we ended up locating who the person was. They lied. They said they knew who I was. They said they were subscribed to my channel. They lied about everything else. They said someone else took their phone, did the damage. So the police gave me the option at that point, like, is either we're going to press charges, regardless if they're a minor or not, and they'll get probation, or they'll go to jail if they already have a record, or we'll let them off on a warning. And prior to them letting me make that decision, and then before they even located her, I was like, you know what? As soon as I find out who it is, I'm putting them in jail. You know, like, I'm sick of this. Like, why would somebody do this to somebody? I haven't hurt anybody. I'm not that type of person anyways. Like, what the heck is the problem? So then you know, the police ended up calling me back, telling me, oh, we found the person. This is what it is. So here, make your decision. And I decided, you know what? Let's just let them off on a warning. So he let her off on a warning, and then that was that. So then, hold on, let me go in order. Okay, so after that happened, which was bringing us to the end of last year, moving into this year, another person at some point, YouTube had, I mean, a lot of people were finding out about this web. Y'all, I'm still on my brows. This is why I should have did my brows off camera. Let me speed this up. But at some point, a lot of people were like, hey, Keesha, there's this website, and go in there and you can take your information off because people are going to find out who you are and where you live, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. No, before that even happened, you guys, a subscriber, well, no, I guess this had something to do with that, but a subscriber found my address and came to my apartment and knocked on my door. Luckily, I was not there, and my roommate was there, and she called me like, hey, Keesha, and she knows, like, she had knew all the situations and stuff that was going on. She was my roommate. She lived there. She was there for the investigations, there for the tears, and there for the stress and frustration. So when this happened, it was just like more ice on the cake. A subscriber literally came to my door looking for me, trying to hang out. I don't know what the intentions were or why they thought that was something smart to do, but they literally popped up at my house, and I was like, you know what, this is now becoming a safety issue because, you know, my personal identity, I don't know all the people who had hacked my number or hacked my private information. I don't know who she could have possibly given my information to before we even contacted her from that short amount of time, or, you know, what she had going on, what her intentions are. So I was freaking out, and it was just like a terrible situation. You know, my whole family's involved, and then moves us to when people started saying, hey, Keesha, go to this website, take your information off. People are finding your information. So I guess I was a little too late. Someone had found my information and was literally offering to pay people to help them expose my address, my car license plate, and all of that, because I had started getting like 5 or 6 snaps like, hey Keesha, somebody just reached out to me with your address and sent me the address, and I didn't deny or say it was, or I didn't affirm or deny if it was my address or not. They're like, hey, here's your private information, pretty much like somebody just gave me this and is like willing to pay me to spread it around, blah 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 blah. I just want to let you know. So I had to get the detective back over there again to further investigate this situation. Whoever the individual was had my address. When I say it wasn't 1, it wasn't 2, it wasn't 3, I had at least 10 or 15 people who had my address, who had sent me stuff that was off the wall crazy. I can't talk about that. And also had my family's address. I'm not gonna say which member, but had my family's address, and were actually threatening to come and harm and do things of that nature. Like they was like, oh, we'll come and fight, we'll come and shoot up that place, we'll come do this, we'll come do that. Like, I was just so scared, because I'm like, what the world is this? Like, what did I get my family into? And you know, I love my family. My family is everything to me. So it was hard, because I'm just like, I'm thinking the first situation was gonna be the end of it. I did a good deed, I let that girl still be a part of my channel. She turned around and wasn't grateful for, you know, me not making a story. People so quick to go and out their subscribers when they do crazy stuff. But I was like, you know what, girl, everybody does some crazy thing. Now that was real crazy what you did, but you know what, you can still be a part of this. And I still got bit in the butt with the girl hacking in my phone, and then people coming to my house, and then people running up my cars. Like, literally, I had to get 2 new cards, like 2 new debit cards in the process of this. Remember when I kept telling y'all about the fraudulent stuff? I just didn't get into detail about it. Yes, somebody had took my private information and was running it up to nobody's business. Like, it was just cashing out. Like, it wasn't a game for them, and they could care less. And then, like, I started getting emails from random emails that you couldn't even trace back or respond back to, or something like that. I can't remember how it worked, but just random anonymous emails with people laughing about the situation. Like, I know what's going on, this is what you get, calling me out my name. And I'm just like, see, look, this YouTube thing, it may not work out. I did not sign up to be harassed. I did not sign up to be bullied. I did not sign up for people to be coming to my house. I did not sign up for none of this shenanigans. Y'all, I promise you, I have been doing my brows much better than this lately. I mean, it looks decent, but I feel like I would have done them much better if I went out talking to y'all about this. But yeah, it was just a lot. So I prayed about it, I let it go, and at that point I was really gonna move forward. And in the midst of all this craziness going on, I'm meeting different people who when I remember back in October of last year, remember I said at the beginning, back in October of last year is when I got the first phone call about the girl hacking my stuff. So at the very same time, I'm still being nice to my subscribers. I'm going out to dinners and lunches and meeting up with people personally to help build their brand, their channels, and all this other stuff. And I'm still getting crapped on by people who I trusted to be my subscribers and to be my friend and be a part of my family, because I open up and I share so much. And then I remember I opened up my platform and said, you know what, I don't care how many subscribers you have, I'm going to collaborate with blah 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 blah. Remember, y'all, that never happened. Only person I opened it up to was, you know, the first one was, it just didn't go good. So in the midst of all that, like, I wasn't making the best decisions because my emotions were all over the place, y'all. Sorry guys, my camera cut off, so I don't know where it just ended. But I will say I'm using my Blvd foundation and mixing it with my Becca foundation. But yeah, so it was just a troubling time for me, and that just went on for a period of time. And I never talked about it on my channel. Aside from me going through subscriber issues, I was also in the middle of a breakup. I just had a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Some things I'm not gonna share, but y'all do know ultimately, I was in the middle of a breakup, and you know, it was just really hard on me, because I'm like, this is my career. I can't be happy doing my career. I'm not happy in my relationship because of various reasons. And then I just have to keep dealing with all of these different things, and I'm not happy about it. So the last part that really just set things over the wall for me is when I got a call. I kept getting a call. I was out nannying. Well, y'all know this was recent, because y'all know, if you watch my vlogs, you'll know how recently I was just nannying, and I'm not a nanny anymore. But anyways, I was out nannying, and I kept getting a call. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm talking to Miss Alicia, and I'm like, you know what, let me just take this, because it could be an emergency. Took the call, and it is the manager of a mall that I frequently shop at in Atlanta. I'm like, what the heck is this manager doing my number? So pretty much the manager informs me that one of my subscribers has reached out to them and told them that I am a threat to the mall and I should be banned from shopping there. Yes. And I was like, this has to be a joke. There's no way the manager of the mall is calling my phone. And then when I got the phone, because I had missed so many calls, in the midst of me missing all the calls, I guess he had stopped to email me to tell me like what had been going on, and asking me, like, questioning me in my YouTube channel and asking like, can I send the links for the videos that I featured the mall in? And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, I just come to the mall and shop. I have never done anything questionable at your facility. Like, that's not even my character. Like, I don't even know what the heck is going on. So that hurt me to the core again, because I had my sister actually call the number to verify like that it was actually the manager of the mall, and then we actually called the mall corporation to verify that that was the person the name of the manager at the mall. And then I had to deal with that situation on its own. And then the biggest icing on the cake that made me say, you know what, this just really may not work out for me. Late at night, this is the day after the mall incident. Late at night, I got a call from my head coach at the school I coach at, and she was like, hey, did you do something? Like, what's going on? I'm like, what you mean, what's going on? No, I haven't done anything. I haven't been in anything. And she was like, the principal, the athletic director, everyone is going bananas about you right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, have you said something on your YouTube? I'm like, no. I'm like, I haven't put the girls on there like without the parent consent, so it's just, like, I don't know what's going on. So come to find out, a subscriber has sent in an anonymous email attempting to get me fired. And of course they didn't say they were a subscriber, but I knew instantly it was a subscriber, because luckily the mall guy had told me that it was a subscriber, and then I was able to see the email. And it was terrible, because it wasn't about me losing my coaching job, because for one, I don't get coached. I mean, I don't get paid to do what I'm doing. Like, I do it because I have a love for cheer and I have a love for the sorry guys, I was just upset because something that I was so passionate about was about to be taken away from me for no earthly reason, no valid reason. I'm not a bad role model. I'm not a danger to society. I have never been in trouble with the law. I have never done anything crazy on my character to prove like that I would not be a good enough coach. And I had to go and speak with the highest of the highest and the highest people to clear my name. Luckily for me, that I am an amazing person, and I had people who was willing to sacrifice their own jobs to defend my character to still be able to be there. The girls had to be, because at first we didn't want to tell the girls. I was just gonna go quietly, because I'm like, you know what, I don't even want to like for them to know about this. This is just too much. Like, some of the girls had started to really to find comfort in getting advice from me, and it was just crazy. And I was so upset, because at first I was gonna let it go easy. I was like, well, you know what, just bump it. But then I just started thinking about the principle of this whole situation. Is not that somebody not that I was about to lose my job as a coach, but the fact that I have yet again another subscriber when I've opened up my life to, sorry guys, I'm kind of yelling, but another subscriber where I've opened up my life to be as open and honest with my my key family, and for someone to do something like this. I'm like, what are your intentions by doing something like this? The letter, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you all have seen it, because it has actually been posted. It surfaced, and I thought when it surfaced, that was another reason why it was even easier to prove like it wasn't someone who was valid. It was a crazy hater, pretty much, like, who would do something like this. And the principal was so sad and remorseful for the situation, as well as the head coach. The girls were devastated when they found out. Like, they had sent me the cutest video. I'm like literally walking with Jeremy, crying my eyes out, because the girls, when they finally found out, of course I wasn't there because the head coach had to let them know.
Okay, so what are you gonna say to Keesha?
We love you, Coach Keesha!
Anything else you want to say to her?
Let us know that you're coming back soon. We're going to do everything in our power, and we love you.
Okay, Chloe.
I'm done. I dropped the mic.
Everybody's gonna sign a petition
resolution, and we're gonna get all of our parents to email.
But they were like, they were so passionate. We're gonna start a petition, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Their parents were coming together, their parents love me. Like, they were gonna do everything to save me for something I'm not even getting paid to do. Like, they just wanted my presence to be there, and that meant so much to me. And I said, you know what, like, I am not gonna continue to have a career that's going to continuously make a mockery out of me and think that I'm going to be the laughing stock of the block. Yeah, people may look at it like, oh, that was so funny, what happened to Keesha Kaylee, yeah, she's this, and yeah, this is the tea over here on this video. But this is my life. Like, these are other people who are being affected by ignorant people's actions. And I was just like, I'm not, like, I don't know what people, like, if this is what y'all are going to lengths to do to get me fired from a job I'm not even getting paid to do, that kids that are innocent, for you guys to call a mall to tell them to ban me, hack my information, and run up my credit and all this, and for me have to get my credit back intact and deal with my fraudulent accounts now. Luckily I had other cards, and for me to have to continuously spare people, once I spared 2 of them who I was able to figure out who they were. I spared them, and to this day, like, they're still not even blocked on my channel. Not that I can recall. I just never saw one of the girls comment, and the other girl, she actually emailed, I mean, when I was having a giveaway or a competition, she entered it, and I'm looking like, are you kidding me right now? But it just, and I still let her enter, and that's just because that's what kind of heart I have. Y'all, this makeup kind of looks orangish. I don't know if it's because of my background mixed in with everything else. I'm looking in the mirror and I promise you I look all one, but I think with this background and all this other stuff, it's like changing it. So just bear with me. Hopefully it oxidizes and starts to look a little bit better. Wow, y'all, this closure is atrocious, but keep listening, keep listening. So I think with all that being said, I had a justifiable reason as to why I wanted to quit YouTube. I think that a lot of people think that it's clickbait type of stuff. People want to get money off of it, and not even only just subscribers doing some craziness. I've had to encounter other YouTubers who have done some craziness as well. I'm not going to really go into detail about the YouTubers and what they've done per se, simply because they are YouTubers and this is how they make money, and I'm not here to take away money from anyone else, nor am I here to be in a battle of Team Keesha versus team whatever the other person is, because at the end of the day, I don't need for people to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's what you did to Keesha Kaylee, and we love her so much, and F you, and like, I don't want that on anyone. Like, people have done some really, you know, I need to figure out what's going on with my camera, why it keeps clicking on and off. But yeah, people have done some really, really crazy things, and they can attest to the fact that, you know what, Keesha is a good person, because I have done some things, and although it may look like one thing on YouTube, I know what I did to her as to why she did this, that, and the third. So you know what, let me just leave in peace. Let me just leave this alone before this girl gets riled up to actually tell what I've done, or tell the type of person I am, or whatever. Now, no, I'm not saying I'm perfect. No, I'm not saying I haven't, you know, I don't know, fake. No, I've never been fake. Everyone who I've ever had an encounter with who I did not like, or I did not care for, or whatever it may have been, they know. Regardless of how it looks on YouTube, I don't go to YouTube to vent about my issues. As you guys are seeing, like, y'all are just finding out about this. I go to the source, and I may say it. And now the only reason why I may have to come to YouTube, or I may have to come to social media, is because it has escalated to a point of no return, and now I have to defend myself. There it goes. Now I have to defend myself to a whole nother level. But never will I feel like YouTube is going to be the first thing that I run to talk about a problem that I have with someone else. No, I'm going to call them, or I'm going to text them, or I'm going to email them and let them know how I feel, or I'm going to say, hey, we need to meet up, or whatever it may be. But no, I don't go to YouTube to air out stuff, and still to this day, I don't think that's the smartest thing to do for me. I don't care what other people do, but for me. But I had encountered YouTubers who were liars, and their character is flawed to a whole nother level. People, like, yes, this is a business because you're getting paid to do it, and then when it's becoming a career, you have to, if this is how you're feeding your face and paying your rent, you have to figure out what's the next thing you can do that's calculated to get to where you want to be. And I definitely understand that. I definitely understand the grind, but I cannot respect someone who will allow other people to look bad for them to look good, and be seen as a victorious person, or the best character of the year, or whatever have you, just for the sake of them getting more money, or just for the sake of them looking like they're the best YouTuber, or something of that nature. That's what I don't like. Other than that, because I would never do that to someone. There is an edit button that is in my Final Cut Pro that I have used so much. I use that edit button until I can't use that edit button no more, because I never want to make anyone else look bad, regardless of what I know. And I can always be like, dang, like that's really what it is. But I just would never do that to anyone. So well, I'm just saying, like, even aside from me having my subscriber issues and me like realizing like this YouTube thing is not really what I thought it was. I'm meeting people who are not who they pretend to be, and it just became sad for me, because I'm like, this is no fun. I don't want to be a part of something that's no fun. I have a business. You know what, Keesha, how about you grind the heck out of things and you make your business be your main source of income? So if you do decide at any point that you want to walk away from YouTube, then that's exactly what you do, with no questions asked, no hesitations. And that's exactly what I did. So back in March or something like that, or maybe it was February, when I started to decide, you know, maybe I don't want to do this YouTube thing no more, I stopped being as frequent with my uploads, because I was in so many meetings for Grwm, trying to make Grwm be a success for me, even though it was already successful. But like I said, I'm just saying, I have a certain lifestyle that I want to live and that I want my kids to be able to have. I want my kids to be able to have a savings and a trust fund, and I want to be able to travel and take my kids around the world and have vacation. Sorry guys, it cut off yet again. But Grwm, I don't know what the last part was, but Grwm started to take off like never before once I hired my marketing team and started to grind like I never did before. And that was really, really good for me per se. But after I started to focus on the business more, it did become profitable, and I did get to a point where I could definitely completely live off of my hair company without YouTube. So I was at peace. I was like, you know what, it is what it is. If one more thing happens, I'm gone, I'm done. So after that was, like I said, back in March. And then fast forward, when the most recent incident happened with my cheerleading situation, that's when I was like, okay, this is the last straw, I'm out of here. And that's when I had to pray about it, and and then that's where we are today, because I decided, you know what, ultimately, which I'll get into a little bit later, but ultimately I'm going to stick around for this. This is something I really truly enjoy doing, I'm passionate about. I love YouTube so much. I just have to do things differently. I have to trust people differently. I have to figure out people's intentions differently. I can't be as open with my subscribers with telling every single thing I'm doing, what I got going on. And if it seems like I'm being sneaky or lying about certain things, it's just because I'm on protection mode for myself, for my family, and for the loved ones that I bring onto my platform. I don't want anybody to have to endure the stress. Y'all, why am I not doing my makeup? But if I do this again, I promise y'all I'm gonna be better. But I didn't want to have anyone endure the stress that I had to endure, so I just had to take a step back. Now so the next thing that I want to focus on is a little bit of my ex. So if you guys have been following my channel for since the beginning, I was in a committed relationship, and that relationship was pretty much it's just what people saw me as. People labeled me as gay, lesbian, and people expected me to live and die by that lifestyle choice, because I came onto my platform with a girl, and I had a girlfriend relationship, and I opened up a lot to you guys about my relationship in the very beginning. And when I opened up a lot about my relationship in the very beginning, people took and picked apart my life like never before. I started ending up on gossip sites. People were threatening me. People were violating me. And when I say violating, I mean violating my privacy by just doing the most and sliding in my DMs, and just to remind me every morning that I'm not loved and I'm not really liked, and I love someone more than they love me, and blah 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 blah. So it put a strain on my relationship in different ways, because not only were we going through our own relationship issues, but my career was also becoming an issue for us. So aside from me having to deal with that and decide, you know, where is the balance? How can I do my career that I love as well as still cater to this relationship, which is already falling apart for, like I said, various reasons, which I'm not going to talk about. But all these things are wrapped into one. It was already stressful. I was dealing with the stress from last October up until just recently with the whole subscriber things. I had detectives and people who had to actually sit outside my house for a period of time to make sure no one didn't come to my house and try anything, because like I said, I was getting threats and I was afraid, so I had to do what I had to do to feel protected. and there was just a lot of things that was going on. But what I can say is I do apologize to my subscribers about how abruptly I ended that relationship. I know you guys saw, you know, she was kind of sort of fading away on my channel, which was not intentionally done on my behalf. It was something that that person did not want to be a part of. And well, not that she didn't want to be a part of it, but we just had other stuff we had to figure out in counseling. And while we were in counseling, it was just advised that it's in our best bet not to push our relationship to the forefront for our audience if we don't even have it together behind closed doors, if that made sense. So even though she was there with me and spending time with me and trying to build things up, I couldn't vlog or I couldn't share it, and it wasn't as it wasn't as happy to watch anymore, because we were really dealing with real deal stuff. Like I said, that was a 6-year relationship, a pretty much 6-year relationship, and it hurt me. It hurt me to the core to have to edit out the tears in between me vlogging. It hurt me to the core to like have to go back and forth with the individual about, please just, you know, do this or do that, or, you know, still want to look and appear to you guys as if everything is good, when for a period of time it was the complete opposite. So that was really hard for me, but I do apologize overall to, well, I'm very cool with her. I mean, not very cool, but we're fine. We're completely fine. We talked about this, and I wouldn't be coming to my platform to tell y'all something that they don't already know. But I do apologize because I did not want to make it seem like I just tossed her to the side and picked up someone else the first chance I got. It really was a process, and that individual knows exactly what happened. So that's all that really matters. I'm not here to prove anything, but I am here to apologize because I know a lot of people did not understand the time frame of the breakup and what happened, and you guys were invested, and some people just really wanted to know, whereas other people were just crazy. So I had to deal with that. She had to deal with that because y'all know I have crazy people sometimes who just do the most, and people were coming up to her in person, and you know, she had to deal with the breakup as well as I had to deal with the breakup, because her job and her family and friends and everybody watched and knew it. And then we had not even, well, we told our families, I don't really know exactly how her breakdown of our breakup went, but I know some people were finding out on YouTube based off of a video that uploaded, and were hearing somebody else that wasn't her. That's how some people found out. So I know that was hard for her when she knew, like, no, we weren't open to everyone but our like mothers probably, and my sister, about like the counseling and, you know, the dwelling away type of phase. But I do apologize for you guys for how it ended, and I should have been a lot more considerate during that time period about it. I should not have had the intentions to you know, prove the world that I was still into guys regardless. Like, I should have, like, I was a little bit insensitive. I'm not trying to say it was my fault in a sense. I just am apologizing for me not really taking the time to consider that despite what that person did to cause the situation, I should have still been a little bit mindful, because the world doesn't know. Like, even though I know and they know, like, the world doesn't know, and that's not, like, I'm not here to make anyone look bad. So since I didn't want to make anyone look bad, I just decided, well, I'm just gonna have to move on in peace. But not understanding that, Keesha, you can't move on in peace. You're a YouTuber, and y'all's family, y'all friends, and you have a whole platform who is invested, so you can never move on in peace. And I didn't think that through. So I think I'm apologizing for not thinking that through, and just thinking that everybody would just be so understanding to the fact that I said that something, you know, was falling apart, but people didn't understand it that way and wanted to place the blame game. I will say that no, in no way, shape, or form did I cheat. I have never cheated on anyone a day in my life, and that's just who I am. And I'm not saying that they cheated. What I'm saying is there is something that happened terribly, and we could not work that out, and we had to go our separate ways. And it was a process. It didn't just happen overnight. It didn't just, you know, we didn't just wake up one day and break up and then I posted a YouTube video. But it was a process. Like I said, we were in counseling. We had tried several things. Counseling was our last hope, pretty much. But I'm just gonna be a lot more mindful moving forward with things of that nature. But anyways, that's when you guys met the next person and that entered onto my channel. I introduced him, and I also I don't say I regret bringing him on my channel, because, you know, I feel like everyone had genuinely supported, even though some people were supporting for the wrong reasons based off of a gender preference of who they wanted to see me dating, which wasn't nothing that I favored. but some people genuinely supported the fact that I was being happy. And at that time period, I was truly happy. But yeah, so I had really no regrets about that aspect. I wish I could have titled it differently, or I don't know, Meet Bae. I wish I could have said something like, I'm talking to a new guy, or here's a guy I'm talking to, or something along those lines. But I feel like Meet My New Bae is so solid. I mean, it's like, here, this is the next person I'm in a relationship with, or something like that. And I wish I would have used a different choice of words. No, I did not use that title for clickbait purposes. I honestly thought, like, you know, hey bae, you're my bae. Hey guys, meet the guy I'm calling bae, who I've been making my man crush Monday. But I wish I could have changed my wording a lot more, and maybe I wouldn't have had as much as backlash that I had when things didn't work out between me and that individual. But that's neither here nor there, because like I said, the only real relationship that I considered to count or care about was the relationship that I was actually in. The next person was not a relationship that I was in. It was just somebody I was talking to. And then that brings me into the person I'm talking to now, which I feel like is an amazing individual. A lot of people have been very controversial about him. Before he even got back here, because before he got to Atlanta, he hasn't been to Atlanta the whole time he was in college and stuff. So that was like 4 years. Yeah, 4 years that he was away from Atlanta. We did go to high school together. We did already know each other. We had not been in communication like where we were talking regularly or anything of that nature, but we still were following each other heavily on social media. And I'm gonna start doing my concealer, because sometimes I like to put my concealer on and then see if I need to add something else. But anyway, so yeah, it wasn't like we were talking religiously up until that point, but like I never had any problems with him. He had never had any problems with me, and he was a good person. I was a good person. And when we started talking, he was doing his basketball thing. I knew he was a basketball player because, you know, like I said, we went to high school together. And then he told me he would be back in Atlanta soon. He was in Vegas at the time. And then as soon as that was over, he said, when I get back to Atlanta, we can hang out. And, you know, because we had just been texting up until he got back to Atlanta. He was gone. And I had that moment to think about, you know, like, he may be going away again. Like, is this something that I'm willing to deal with? Like, because I'm not over here just trying to look for a good time. Even though I should not be thinking about every single person that comes into my life if I'm married them or being in a full-on relationship. Sometimes they just, you know, like, I shouldn't have thought too deeply, but I did think deeply. So I was just like, is this something I can deal with? But I was like, you know, it doesn't hurt. Let's just see what happens. He got here, came to my baptism. So I don't really have too much to say about him, because we did do a Q&A video, and probably within the time frame of me putting this video up, y'all will see more vlogs, and we'll talk more intently about that. But we do have intentions to, you know, be together. I just feel like we are not as much as in a rush as everybody else is making us feel like we're in a rush. And I think that it's mostly like I just got out of, well, not just got out of, but I just had a crazy YouTube exploitation of another person I was talking to, and then I had to deal with the aftermath of my last breakup. So it's been a lot that I've been going through, and like I said, I don't necessarily have trust issues from that, but I definitely am very mindful with people who I want to really truly commit to long term because of those things, and because of me trusting people. As you guys have seen me trust so many people easily on my channel, and I just don't want to continue to be that person. So that's just what that is. But on another note, we can talk about my skin. So apart from me not vlogging as much, I did go to a dermatologist. I had went to a dermatologist last year and got diagnosed with I'm having a brain fart. But I pretty much had a sensitivity to skin because my hormones were off balance. So I had to get on birth control last year because of my hormones being off balance, and my hormones aren't as off balance anymore. Okay, so my hormones aren't as off balance anymore, as you guys can see. Like, I don't break out as much, and I don't even get cystic acne when I do break out. Like, I'm on my period now. Like, if you guys saw, sorry, this TMI, but if you guys saw my video when I went to New Orleans, I did have like 2 breakouts right there, but then they're not here anymore. But yeah, I went to go see it. So I've been seeing a dermatologist, and I was prescribed retinol, as well as what else was it? Something else. I can't remember what the other thing was, but I was prescribed two of those things. I was prescribed a hyperpigmentation bar, and and something else, some type of, oh yeah, Cetaphil moisturizers, so the stuff won't break out dry out my skin. But it has been doing really good for me as far as my breakouts are concerned. We did also discuss, like, at that point when I first had started seeing her, that was around the time, well, I can't remember exactly when it was around the time, but I was experiencing more breakouts after the cool laser worked out so well, and then I realized I'm breaking out again and it's going crazy. Then I got the microneedling. Like, she was explaining to me, like, why I was breaking out. I should not have went and got the microneedling, because the microneedling is supposed to fix the texture in the aftermath of the acne, not to, you know, disturb with the acne, pretty much. So we had to treat that and get that back together. But overall, I was really stressed out. I will keep you all updated. I don't know if I will ever vlog me with the dermatologist and stuff, because I just feel like me vlogging my skin stuff is stressing me out even more, because people were so hyped to see, is this working, and tell me this isn't doing this and this isn't doing that. So I feel like if I just like tell y'all after the fact, then it won't be as much of negative comments about if something is working or if something is not working for me. I forgot to announce in the beginning of this video that I'm no way, shape, or form a beauty guru. I will say once again that I'm so grateful for the support of the people who have purchased from my hair company, because Grwm is way more successful than I could have ever hoped for. And YouTube, I still want it to be like, I don't mind having 2 amazing incomes. Like, why not? Like, I love money. I love to do things in my life. It's just like the next person. So I don't want to look at it whereas, okay, I just want to be able to solely depend on Grwm, and if YouTube hits the fan, then I still have that. I definitely want to be comfortable in that aspect with Grwm, but I still want YouTube to be popping. I want YouTube to be amazing. I want it to flourish. I want my subscribers to grow up. I want my opportunities to grow up. Come up, and things of that nature. So I am going to continue to give it my all and make sure that can happen, because, you know, I'm in this for the long haul. I realize that the people who support me and love me for real are going to be here until the wheels fall off, and I'm grateful for that. And I think for so long I had been complacent with befriending people and giving them all the knowledge I possibly have for whatever they're asking me or whatever they, you know, need from me, and then finding out the hard way that their intentions at the beginning was to use me. Their intentions, like, they never cared about what I had going on, or they just wanted some information for them to take a step above me and things of that nature. Y'all, I'm trying to figure out how my powder fell on this floor. Hold on. Oh, I think it fell at the beginning. But yeah, so I feel like I am so much more grateful at this point that I have real friends who I know my intentions for the most part, because you can never really know, but I know my intention. I know the intentions of the people who I keep in my circle now. And moving forward, I want you guys to give me a clean slate with whoever. Just moving forward after this video, I want you guys to just give me a clean slate. And by that I mean, I'm not going to bring anyone on my channel or promote anyone on my channel. And that's not just to say if they're a YouTuber or not. I'm saying period, point blank. I'm not going to bring or give exposure to anyone on my channel unless I genuinely feel like their intentions with me are good. And if that means y'all don't see certain people anymore, or y'all don't hear about certain things anymore, regardless, I'm going to keep it cool in the streets, and I'm still going to be like, hey. But all in all, like, who I bring into my circle and my this is my business, whoever I bring, because this is indefinite. When I post it, it's up, unless I delete it or something, which I rarely do, but it's up. So I don't want to continue to bring anyone who will be problematic for my brand. If that means y'all see me working with the same YouTubers over and over again, or not working with, but hanging out with the same YouTubers or same friends over and over again, that's just what that means. I'm not going to continue to give people the benefit of the doubt, because I've been giving people the benefit of the doubt, and for some reason people are really taking my kindness for weakness and running with it. I've had to, like, literally curse people out and say, don't speak on my name or anything affiliated with Keesha, my business, or anything, if you have not spoken to me about it first. I should not be hearing about things from a platform before I hear it from you out your mouth. And I think that for me, one thing I can honestly say is every person or every situation I've ever had an issue with, I tell that individual first, or I deal with it with that person or that situation first. And then if YouTube has to hear about it, YouTube isn't the first to hear about it, and YouTube probably won't hear the whole thing, because who am I to sit here and tell some, like, a whole, expose all of that just for, oh my gosh, Keesha's gonna be the one with all the tea or whatever it may be. So to make sure that that does not happen anymore to me personally, that means I have to start looking out for myself. And I started looking out for myself. That means when people ask me to do certain things, I start realizing their intentions with me were completely different from my intentions with them. And I didn't owe anyone anything. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm the nicest person, like probably one of the nicest people you ever meet. And I've said that so many times. But I don't owe anyone my last of anything if it's not going to benefit me overall. Like, why should I have to feel like I have to continuously bend over for people who would not do the same things for me, or people who have done shady things, and I just let it go and continue to just be cool, cordial, and then as soon as, like, I don't agree with something they're doing or something they're saying, then they're affected or offended. And I just feel like moving forward, I want a clean slate. I want you all to know that I don't want to have all that negativity surrounded by my channel for anything that I could actually help. Like, I can't help what other people have going on if they make a video about me or expose or this, that, and the third. I can't help that. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to bring people into my key family who are not good people, because that's me enabling the negative Nancy. If I promote and I never share like what they did or my feelings, or like we've had issues or this, that, and the third, and I continue to promote and proclaim, hey, go support, or hey, go do this, or hey, go do that, and then when something hits the fan, it's looking like I'm in the wrong, when that's not the case. It was just me all along, just being a nice one, and then things hit the fan. I'm like, wait, what? Like, are you serious right now? Like, crazy foolery. Like I said, I'm not here to play victim. I'm not here to say that I'm perfect about anything. But what I can say is that I have not done anything to anyone that will cause them to want to feel like they have to betray me in any kind of way to make me look like I'm the bad guy or girl or whatever. I feel like I have never done anything shady or anything. Like, I feel like when people meet me, they see the same Keesha Kaylee on the YouTube screen. I can't help if I meet someone or I deal with someone and they're not who they say they are, and then I gotta conform to their real them. I'm like, wait, like, this is like, what side am I picking here? Like, I don't understand it. So it's unfortunate that you all see a perception of who their channel represents them to be, and then I got to deal with the back burner of who they really are, and then I have to take the negative heat when things don't go. But I just want you guys to have a better understanding for why it seemed like I changed. I was dealing with a lot of things at once, and I didn't know how to still be as happy-go-lucky or still as open and personable and the Keesha Kaylee that you guys know and love. Like, I just wanted to move on with my, like, hey y'all, I love you guys so much, which I still did, but it was just really hard for me, because I just felt like, who am I? Not to say anyone deserves to be hacked or anyone deserves to be, have emails sent out about them and harassed and almost fired and all this other craziness. But I just feel like, what have I done to anyone to cause them to want to do this? And it's just a joke. It's literally a joke for people, and they don't understand the severity of their actions sometimes. So I think that's just what it really was for me. But overall, like I said, I want ultimately for you guys to give me a clean slate. Okay, we're coming to the end. Y'all, I can really see this contour now. No one can tell me nothing. Let me blend this stuff out. I mean, on the camera it looks even bigger than why is my camera causing so much foolery? Like, in person it don't even look like there's anything on my face. I don't know if it's because of lighting or what, but I just want to close by saying that I hope you all decide to join me on this new journey of happiness and positivity on my channel, and being as open and candid as I possibly can. I want to be able to be truthful about things that I'm going through, people who I deal with, friends that I make, experience that I have, opportunities that come my way. I want to feel like I can share with you all and it won't backfire against me. I just realized I've only eaten Doritos today. That's not good. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video with a thank you to all of my supporters who have been here from day one, or even day yesterday, or maybe this may be the very first video and you decide to subscribe from watching this. I just want to thank each and every one of you all for being as supportive and kind to me, because that really has gone a long way with when you all first saw me on my channel battling depression and eating disorder, anxiety, and all these other different things. And for me to get over the depression, get over the anxiety, get into the gym, get a personal trainer, no more eating disorder, fit, fabulous, and healthy Keesha, mentally stronger Keesha, gonna put my hands out of arm's reach because I'm not gonna trust everybody Keesha, figuring out people's intentions before I bring them into my space Keesha, or just making decisions for myself and not letting people feel like they're constraining me to do what everybody else wants me to do, or judge, or being as judgmental about certain decisions that I make. And I just feel so very grateful that I was able to grow and be inspired by so many of you guys who have reached out personally and openly under my comment section, and who have also made videos and sent me links of them talking positively about me and how I've inspired them or helped them. And it just means so much. Love y'all so much. And I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Say hello. Say hello, sweet boy. Say hey. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at it. Oh my gosh. I am a new woman. I love my natural hair. I love it. These protect